Following the 6 o'clock hour, people in LaPorte County can breathe a sigh of relief tonight after police made multiple arrests related to a nuisance residence.
A house several people were unlawfully living in for the past 3 years. Felicia Michelle went to LaPorte County to check it out. She joins us now live in studio to tell us how this all could happen. Felicia.
All right, Lo, Josh. Picture this. You're making a beautiful home for yourself in a quiet community with trusted neighbors, and you've been living there for decades without any incident. One of those places you can send your kids outside to play without a worry in the world, and then that's turned upside down by rowdy, unwanted, and as you mentioned, unlawful neighbors participating in alleged illegal activities. This major arrest could bring that peace back to the neighborhood after 3 long years.
He was very adamant that he had rightful ownership of the home, and we began to look at it and weren't completely confident that it was truthful, and so that's where we increased our investigation into the rightful ownership of the home.
Adamant, wrong, and illegal. Saturday, LaPorte County Sheriff deputies carried out an arrest warrant for 42-year-old Jason Strajewski and took in 8 others at a home that they're calling a nuisance residence. Strajewski is currently facing a felony and a misdemeanor for his part. Residents in the area describe it as quiet and peaceful, a great place to raise a family. Well, that was until one of their neighbors passed away and unsavory characters moved into this home. The last 3 years, they say, has been anything but peaceful.
It has been extremely frustrating. It has been constant issues and disruption in normal life. Very scary for a lot of the kids that live in the neighborhood, letting them be free to be in their own yards and ride their bikes along the streets and whatnot, because you don't know, or you didn't know what was happening over there and what kind of people and what activities were going on. You would hear gunshots from time to time. You would hear very loud arguing. You would have huge fires that were not normal bonfires happen in the middle of the night. Cars constantly coming and going, vehicles of all kinds, and a lot of people walking around that you had never seen before.
Dozens of calls have been made to the LaPorte County Sheriff's Office about this residence over the last 3 years, including one for an ongoing sexual battery investigation from March 2024. There have been 4 calls to the property in April alone. Let's break down that timeline to today. On April 1st, there was a general theft report. On April 3rd, a vehicle theft report. April 4th saw an overdose report, and April 10th, a large fight in progress was reported. Strajewski, who allegedly worked as a handyman for the deceased homeowner and stayed at the property following his death, he invited others to stay as well. Following that last fight, detectives began to investigate the residency and rightful ownership. The following day, deputies notified everyone present at the home that they were to vacate the property. They did not, which led to the April 12th arrest of Strajewski and 8 others despite warnings from the sheriff's deputies.
We had a very pointed and direct conversation with the accused individuals that they're no longer welcome at the residence, and it's our hope that by speaking to them very direct and clear that they will not return. Secondly, we're working with the living relatives along with a mortgage company to make sure that the residence stays secure. And throughout the weekend, since we executed the operation on Friday, we've had patrol deputies routinely checking up on the home.
Again, as Captain Allen mentioned, the patrol units are making rounds to ensure that no one comes back.
And Felicia, we heard from one neighbor in your story. I know you knocked on a few doors. What's the overall response to this?
I knocked on several doors, actually, and it was a combination of being fed up and also being afraid. They were willing to talk to me about what happened, but they didn't want to talk on camera out of fear of retaliation from the people who have occupied this home the last 3 years.
Easier nights for those neighbors, that's for sure. Felicia Michelle in studio. We appreciate it. Thank you.